You know how some people say they feel like an octopus sometimes? You know how some people say they feel like an octopus sometimes? Well, it turns out they might be onto something. Our 8-armed friends are pretty dang smart. And even though they're not related to us land mammals, we can learn a lot from their weird and wonderful ways. Hi, I'm here to introduce you to this series, Marine Life Encounters, where each week we explore the amazing animals living in our oceans, from the adorable to the bizarre. Today we'll be learning all about octopuses, squids, and cuttlefish, aka cephalopods. Cephalopods have been around for over 300 million years, but they really started to diversify after the mass extinction that killed off most of the dinosaurs. There are more than 800 species of cephalopod alive today. They can be found worldwide in both salty and fresh water, and they come in a huge range of shapes and sizes. Octopuses belong to the class Cephalopoda, which also includes squid, cuttlefish, nautilus, and a few other lesser-known groups. As far as we can tell, only octopuses are truly intelligent. That is, they can solve problems, plan for the future, and show signs of self-awareness. Scientists have found that they can recognize themselves in the mirror. Basically, octopuses are the Albert Einsteins of the sea. In fact, if you look at the brains of these 8-armed wonders, there's a lot going on up there. Octopuses have the largest brains of any invertebrate. The way their neurons are organized is a lot like ours, with different regions responsible for processing visual input, controlling movement, and regulating basic functions like breathing. But unlike our brains, their neurons aren't all bundled up in one place. Instead, their neurons are distributed throughout their arms. This means the octopus brain is kind of decentralized, which might be why they can still function, even if part of their brain gets chopped off. This distributed nervous system could also be why they can adapt so quickly to new environments. Octopuses are famous for being escape artists. And if you've ever seen an octopus escape from a zoo aquarium, you've probably noticed how fast they can move when they need to. Like seriously, watch this thing zoom through this aquarium like a little torpedo. It turns out that speed is actually linked to their intelligence. Faster-moving octopuses are better at solving mazes and finding food, so there may be an evolutionary advantage to having a supercharged nervous system. And since they're so dang smart, they've come up with some pretty sophisticated hunting strategies. Octopuses are ambush predators, meaning they wait until they're close to their prey before striking. And they're especially good at hunting hard-shelled prey like crabs and lobsters. Sure, those critters are protected, but octopuses have figured out how to attack their weak spots. They basically do what I would do if someone tried to eat my burrito. Block the entry point with their bodies while they use their tentacles to reach inside, yank out the goodies. Yum. But not all octopuses are built the same way. Some are small and squishy, while others can grow more than 6 meters long and weigh over 200 kilograms. Yes, that means some octopuses are bigger than humans. The biggest octopus ever recorded was caught off the coast of New Zealand in 2021. It weighed 315 kilograms, almost as much as a walrus. As for lifespan, most octopuses live for only 1 to 2 years. But one species, Geophysalis, can live for up to 5 years. That's longer than a typical goldfish, but still nowhere near as long as the blue whale, whose lifespan is 80 to 90 years. If you're worried that someone's gone, not mistake you for an octopus and try to eat you, don't be. Despite their terrifying appearance, octopuses are not on the menu for most animals. Their skin contains a toxin that tastes like a strong pepper, which deters most would-be predators. Only a few fish are known to eat octopuses, including the greater forkbird, which has jaws like a crocodile and the ability to suck the life out of its prey. Kinda sounds like he deserves to eat whatever he wants. To see an octopus's intelligence in action, you can put a crab claw in front of a hungry octopus and watch it figure out how to open it to get at the tasty meat inside. Because of their problem-solving skills, octopuses have been trained to perform tricks in aquariums, find objects of a certain shape or color, and even play video games. One octopus named Heidi was trained to play a game very similar to Space Invaders. She could learn new tasks quickly and seemed to enjoy playing games just for fun. Another octopus even learned to recognize itself by its own suction cup-studded outline after just 3 days of training. And just like that, scientists had proof that an invertebrate could have self-awareness. Octopuses have also developed some unique ways to deal with threats. When faced with a predator, they can ink the water to block the enemy's vision and make a quick escape. Even if they can't escape, they can still protect themselves by squirting a sticky black substance called melanin at the predator. Melanin is toxic to many animals, and it's also what gives cuttlefish their amazing colors. That said, there are some animals that aren't deterred by melanin. For example, in the waters around Australia and New Zealand, there's a weird dance between octopus and seahorse. Seahorses have no problem seeing through the ink cloud, and they specialize in eating nothing but octopus eggs. This has led to coevolution, which means the two species have traits that have evolved in response to each other. The seahorses' heads are shaped to help them get past the octopus's sticky defense. Meanwhile, octopuses have evolved to produce more ink to confuse the seahorse's vision. So it turns out that studying these guys can teach us a lot about the evolution of intelligence, adaptation, and communication. Octopuses are also masters of disguise. They can change the color and texture of their skin in a fraction of a second. This helps them blend into their surroundings and surprise their prey or sneak away from a predator. Octopuses have special pigment cells called chromatophores that allow them to change color so quickly. They also have the ability to control the size and shape of the cells, which allows them to change the texture of their skin. They're also great at mimicking other animals. Mimic octopus is famous for its uncanny impersonations of other sea creatures. It can copy the color patterns and movements of venomous animals like lionfish and sea snakes. It's intimidating potential predators who think they might be getting ready to bite. And they're not picky. They can mimic anything from seagrass to a swimming crab claw. One reason the mimic octopus can impersonate other animals so well is because it has two big eyes on stalks, which are rare in the octopus world. Most octopuses have smaller eyes that sit low in their sockets, which makes it harder for them to see in all directions. Eyes on stalks are thought to have evolved multiple times in the octopus family tree, giving different species the ability to look in different directions and even see in 3D. The mimic octopus can change the shape of its pupils, too. It has W-shaped pupils, which is a trait usually reserved for deep-sea dwelling octopuses. W-shaped pupils are thought to help animals see in low light by gathering more visual information. But they can also change the shape of their eyes to mimic other animals. For example, they can turn their pupils into a vertical slit like a snake, or a horizontal rectangle like a crab. This is a trick that no other octopus can do. But their mimicry abilities go beyond just their eyes. They can even change the shape of their entire bodies. A study published in 2023 revealed that they can alter their mantle length and fineness, essentially changing their body shape. This might be another tactic they use to fool their prey or their predators. Plus, they have an arsenal of more than 200 different color patterns that they can switch between in less than a minute. No wonder they're such good escape artists. Now, as cool as they are, octopuses are facing some serious threats. Many species are declining in number because of climate change and pollution. And the good news is that because of their smarts, there are plenty of things we can do to help them out. Like if we can figure out how to reduce the amount of plastic in the ocean and slow down global warming, then they'll be able to thrive for millions more years. And that's just one reason we should care about protecting the environment. Octopuses are just one of the many fascinating creatures living in our oceans. And as we continue to explore the depths, we're sure to find even more amazing animals to learn about. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Marine Life. If you enjoyed it, please share it with your friends and stay tuned for more adventures.